we have two tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, sure, no problem.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank
So
you.
with that, we would like to welcome Aro, and Aro is a Microsoft MVP, and today he's going to share his knowledge and about this becoming an AI-ready organization with SharePoint. So Aro, is it okay if we start the recording?
Yeah, sure, sure. Obviously. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen, and please check whether you can see my PPT. I hope you can
Yes,
see.
your screen is visible.
Okay. Yeah. So awesome. So I have 45 minutes, right? Just want to be sure so that I won't to overshoot.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you,
thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah. So I put a timer for 45 minutes. I don't overshoot. Yeah. So I'm very excited about the new things and all. So I have mostly overshoot. So yeah. So thanks everyone, and thanks first thing to organizers and the speakers who are doing a wonderful job. I've seen some sessions in the morning, so it's pretty good. This is the afternoon in Singapore, it's around 3 p.m. So I think we've already started. So thanks everyone for joining. So before I speak, I just want to share that I think many people start their career with SharePoint. I was started with SharePoint 2003 as a developer and the admin in an organization which I my first job was SharePoint job and managing the administration part and the developer side and the infra side, everything all put together. So and now we are leading to the SharePoint and AI and all. So it's a big things which we have done so far. So thanks to Microsoft, thanks to SharePoint, and thanks to all the people who make this a success. I think so. Very less products which have reached 25 years. Okay. Yeah. First thing now, wanted to share about the main topic is about how we can make our organization ready with SharePoint, right? So I have a lot of queries because me as a consultant, me as a healthcare consultant now in current organization, but as a partner and work in other big organizations, I found that the questions came from just not by the developer, but also from the stakeholders. So if you think my purpose in this is uh, not demeaning or telling developers to do this thing, but it's also for the stakeholders because the money came from them, right? I just want to be upfront. So you can give amazingly good user interface and then show the main stakeholder, C-level people, and they said, okay, but how we can help in this, right? So I'm worked with a very large organizations around 70,000 users and all, and they talk about that thing. They don't about much on the technical side, but talk about the ROI, right? So main thing is we talk about the ROIs as well, right? So let me share about my okay. My name is here. So Aro here. All my social handles are here. I will share my LinkedIn as well later on. But at least I'm very active in LinkedIn. I don't do much on Twitter, on my X and all, and other blogs. I don't. So Twitter and I don't do it. LinkedIn. I do very frequently. I do a lot of posts there. Okay. Now, first thing first, before we do anything, I want to share with you very important numbers from Microsoft is that the number of sites which are created on the daily basis is 2 million, right? It's global number, right? File added is 2 billion, and 3 million is the workflows. Now, these workflows talking about the Power Automate, right? The one thing which Microsoft is keep adding is that they adding the end user part as well, right? So example, I want to do some workflows, and I work with many organizations. So the RO, the developer can do, but what about the security and governance part, right? That is something which is sticky thing, right? But Microsoft ensuring that the security and compliance is met. So this is a enterprise thing which we are talking about. I work in large enterprise, so my talk is similarly quite into the real scenarios which have worked with the small scale from 5 users to 50,000 users to 70,000. So I've worked with a very small scale and also big. So you see the overall what I want to share with you on that. Okay. Now, one thing to understand is that when you work on the SharePoint, because the SharePoint is so stable, used for so many years, so the only grounded source for Copilot is always SharePoint. It's not Dataverse, it's not SQL Server, it's not. It's because SharePoint is a free by organization. So grounding source is always number one. It's no other questions asked. The SharePoint will be your grounding for your all data, right? So I'm talking about the work data. I'm not talking about the public data. Work data is always a grounded resource is always number one, right? And we have other dataverse and other things, but SharePoint is thanks to Microsoft making free so that all users can use it. Okay, so that is something to talk about, right? The other thing we will also see is about the uh, my Teams is getting stuck in between. Okay, yes, it's okay. Fine. Okay. Now, one thing to understand is that very important to talk about the SharePoint and the work IQ, right? Now, this lot of people ask about this thing in the forums and other places, and maybe maybe you've seen this thing in this sessions and other sessions. But let me just deconstruct what is work IQ, right? So at least you get the basic what I'm sharing to you in my demos, right? So work IQ is very important. So work IQ is a co-pilot, again, co-pilot intelligence layer that work with your work data, right? Organization data. So we have a lot of large organizations, small organizations. Think about healthcare, about financial institutes. We talk about very big organizations. So data is very important, right? But security and compliance. Think about the healthcare. Think about the patient's data. Think about the insurance companies, large insurance, yeah, like Prudential, AIA, and all the organizations talk about so big organizations talk about number one, number two in the global, right? So these are something which we have to ensure that the data is secure, not public data, right? So we're talking about the data is always coming from Microsoft 365 applications, the Outlook, Teams, Excel, SharePoint, obviously, right? And also work IQ also understand the context, right? I will show a context part later on, but context is where the data comes from. So example, I'm on the SharePoint page, then I can see the context on that SharePoint page. If I'm on to the document library, I will into document library and get that context. So it's very important to understand context because you see the demos in that part. Okay. And third is about the references, right? So if I have access to the SharePoint list, then I have access to the SharePoint list. I can't access the data which is I don't have access to in Copilot. So that is something to understand. That work IQ is intelligence layer for Copilot. I can talk about 1 hour about that thing, but I just want to have for 45 minutes, so I want to just short on that. Okay. Now, what important topic I want to talk about is about the something is about the Copilot four pillars, right? The four pillars is something called as a metadata, right? So metadata is again, it's the simplest ways is your columns, right? Now, and automation is very important. When you put garbage in, garbage out in SharePoint, the same issue happened to Copilot. So you have garbage in, and the garbage is amplified there, right? Because a lot of people can access it. So it's amplified. So very important when you're working on the designing of your infrastructure, your applications, the sites, and the metadata. You should be secure your SharePoint things first, and then work on the Copilot. That is, I've seen many users have exposed the data oversharing, and then they have a major issues, right? So that I'm talking about. Second thing is about the Office documents, right? So you can have your work data, right? Let me show my screen to you, maybe here, right? So you can see that I have work IQ, work data, and also web data, right? So I can have access to both. But I want to have some AI reports, then I get access because I'm coming from the work IQ, right? The other thing is that all your files are all encrypted, right? It's not about that somebody has a read access and he can see the budgeting or the finance documents. So all your files are default encrypted. It's not about SharePoint. It's not about it's default encryption done by SharePoint. Okay, and then you can do some reasoning as well, right? In Copilot, you have a lot of other new features which I'm sharing you in my demo as well. So in short, the work IQ and this thing is give you an intelligence layer so that the end user can have full capabilities to work on your data, right? And make it slightly more simpler rather than going to more complex. Because when you have a lot of data, the things are become slightly more messy, more folder to folder. This makes it difficult for Copilot to understand as well. Okay. Now there's something called as a frontier firm, and even I didn't know till I got the understanding. Okay. So what the understanding is a frontier firm has to be AI ready, and any organization, if you are working on the SharePoint, I think we are talking about SharePoint today. The main thing is to understand that your organization is very low in terms of the governance part, or they're very strong in that. So there's something called as a frontier firm. Firm means is that the organization has moved beyond their AI pilots, right? So you've done some basics on that, right? So frontier firms, you can think about large organizations. Again, Microsoft, we think about the companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, they are the frontier firms. Why frontier firms? Because they're working on the AI. It's just not the basic POC I've done, but they're actually implemented a lot of content in their different departments, different skills in different places, and then they're actually leveraging the AI in that in SharePoint. You'll be seeing later on. So that is something about the content chaos. I've worked for very large organizations, very small organizations. The content people using folders, right? The issue with folders is that when you do automation in Power Automate, Power Apps, it's not so easily think. But if you have metadata columns, it's muchly easier to track. So here, a most important thing to understand is that we are moving out from the content chaos, we are moving to the content ready organization, right? And it's not a simple thing, right? It's a culture, right? So many organizations, many stakeholders, many directors, many managing directors, they are so used to folders thing. So changing the culture is a big thing, right? So I'm talking about from the enterprise level. Okay. Now, one thing which we are trying to do right now is that there are a couple of things which we can do. These are three demos we will see later on, right? So first thing is how we can ask questions in our SharePoint, right? Yeah, and then our second demo will be organizing it. This is the most important thing for any organization, right? If you want to be the organization to be AI ready, uh, first you fix this thing, right? Very important. And then when you're done, then you move to the organizing and the analysis, right? And then you build on things. And all three things I'm talking about can be done easily with your Copilot, okay, with help with that Copilot. Again, we are you as a main people are working on that, but I'm talking about from the stakeholders, they work on the ROI. So important stuff is to we work on three demos today, so you get the idea from what you will say. Okay, so first we ask questions. Okay, so first one is yeah. Yeah. So the first thing is a lot of people asking questions about the. I mean, you see, I can read this. I will share this slide deck with you, but I just sharing you my understanding, right? So around 80% of the employees are lack of energy, and they struggle about the overload of the information. Think about folders to folders and all, and there's no proper search control. Basic searches there, so they waste a lot of time there, right? That is very important, right? Here, so leadership also have issues with this because they have to find they because if the employees are finding information in a tough time finding folders to various my files, then leadership also has some problems because they found that they have burned out with the employees because they can't find the right information. And thanks to the Copilot, we can now actually fix these particular issues. Okay. Yeah. So one thing to understand before I go to first demo is about the demo one is about the ask and find, and on that we have to talk about something about these things about the file uploads, right? We talk about the agent, the new knowledge agent. You can get it as well. and different thing. I mean, you can see the slide later. I'm not talking about that thing later. You can see. So my first demo is about the AI mode in SharePoint, right? You've seen in Google, right? AI mode. So we have a AI mode in SharePoint also, and is in preview. So maybe in all the channels you might not able to see, and you have do some PowerShell, but at least I will show you how it works and how we can actually make your the knowledge agent to be working, because it is not default enabled. You have to enable the PowerShell for that. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay. Now this is something which I want to share with you, right? So this is a public preview, which means it's available in most of the channels. Okay. Now I want to share about this is important aspect, right? And we can do a lot of things, but if you can't convince your C-level people or your key stakeholders who have money, they won't ask for that, right? So important aspect. I'm okay. ROI fascinated about paralysis thing is because many projects I worked in, right, it was created by management because we can't pay for like these classes. So I thought, okay, this thing is very important. And I found also licensing in Microsoft in general is good, but it's not like too easy to understand. So this is my many years of experience I'm talking about, right? So I make some small visual diagrams so to make people understanding, right? So first thing, understand that again, it's not a licensing thing, but we understand that you need a licensing for SharePoint agent. You must have Microsoft 365, and you must have agent turn on, and you have to use PowerShell. That is important part, right? If you don't have Copilot license and you don't have S365, it won't work. Okay. So let me share my slide deck with you, then you get the basics of that. Okay, and you can see this is the default. This is the default our default domain, right? When you go for Office 365, you have this. But this is I paid for this license is because I want to understand how to. I do a lot of practice, right? Now you can see the work IQ thing, right? You can see work here and web here. Okay, right? Which means I have license. I have license because I have a maybe I just zoom a bit here. You can see that I have a. Oh my God, it's too much zoom. Okay, you see Microsoft 365 for premium, right? You can, if you want to try, you can try it in the trial version for 30 days because I do a lot of things.
Aru,
But
sorry to disturb you,
you're not
but
seeing
I'm
this.
unable to see. I'm
Oh,
not able
sorry,
to see
sorry.
your screen. Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
sorry. I didn't check that one. Sorry. Maybe I reshare. I was actually showing the red screen, but now not.
Mhm.
Yeah, my Teams is also is lagging today, sir.
Yeah,
Hope you can
now we
see my
can see
screen,
your
right?
screen. Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
thank you.
Sorry, thank you. Sorry. So I just repeat. So I have work and the web, right? It's because I have co-partner license. You can see that Microsoft 365 premium thing. A lot of the MVPs have. I don't have because I have a different license, but I've paid. So I just want to try it out. Okay. So this is something which we can do. That RO house related to SharePoint RO. Can you just share me this? So what I will do, I want to share something. Once I close this slide deck and then go to the things inside so you can get the basics on that. Okay. Okay. Now I want to go to SharePoint side. How I can go for this? Can you share me that? So what I can do, right? Because think that I have just assume that I'm just joined the organizations and I don't know which SharePoint site has, and I know the SharePoint site has something called trainings, and this is my landing page, and I have to find it out. And I'm the senior consultant, so I can ask the people to ask, can we tell me the shape and side we have? So I can't ask this thing because I'm senior consultant. So what I can do, I can just click on the this front slash, and then you can see that I have some shape and site here, right? And you can see the lot of sites I have, right? This is the site I have access to, right? Now, what people told me that is under trainings, right? So I can just go under this training site. Okay, I can go to this here, and I can ask a prompt, right? My prompt is uh, list down all my SharePoint sites, okay, on this work site, right? This is the work site I'm talking about, right? So I just click on that. Okay, nothing much, right? I'm just saving time for by typing the prompt here. Okay, when I click on this, and suddenly I will in few seconds I will get my Copilot site and also which search it has. Right now, what I can do, I can go and search for things, and these are all the sites I have for the trading. You see, yeah. Oh God, this is everything. I have all the PDF documents. Owner is okay. I'm the owner. Okay, I can see all the things and all. So it's much easier rather than going to the actual SharePoint site. I can go right, and what I can do, I can just directly go to this site, because this site has all the trainings. You see, I click on that. You see here now all the things inside, right? All the trainings are here, all the development side of that, right? Now, one thing to which I mentioned to you, that you have to enable the PowerShell, right? So what I have shared is something it's there in my LinkedIn, right? So important part is that when you do for a knowledge agents, you must have a license, right? And this license is actually like this. I mean, let me just show you. Like, I'm big on the licensing. It's difficult to understand. So I just trained you. So you must have a M65 license and Copilot license. If you don't have Copilot license, then it may not function for you. The knowledge agent. Knowledge agent comes with a 365 M65, E3 or E5, and on top of that, you must have add-on on the Copilot. You see, this is the basic. You must have Copilot, and then you can have turn on the Azure. I'm not using Azure because I have already have license, so there's no issue. But that is something you want to understand. Okay. Now, what I want to show with you is that here I mentioned you that if you can see this agent is a floating agent. It's a floating agent. You can see here that, so you have to enable PowerShell, which I've put in my in slide deck, that you can do, and then you click on this agent, right? Now, when you ask these questions, right, you can summarize this page. When I click on summarize this page, because this page has lot of moving things, right? It has the vacations, everything. I'm just new person, just joined today, just on the one day, but I want to understand what this page actually has. So I click on the summarize the page, and after a few minutes, I will able to see what is inside, and then what sites are available. I just want to do that. So it takes some time because it has a lot of data. Okay, just give me it takes some time. Okay, and then yeah. I don't know what, but you will get the things. I took a screenshot as well, but I just want to share. This should be working right? So maybe I want to just summarize a thing, because all side maybe take some time. I just do it again, so maybe to refresh again, and I will see what's happening inside this thing, content, right? So it's summarizing. Now you can see now it's making some sentences. So what it's trying to show is in this knowledge agent, if you have lot of content, right, lot of content, and you are getting confused, this will help you to summarize all your content inside. Yeah, in that way you can actually see all your data inside as well, right? That is very superly good, and superly good to find your data, summarize the thing, because I have went into many SharePoint sites and found that okay, it's too much information. Then I have to see page by page and find. And also me as a consultant, me as a knowledge worker, me as a stakeholders, the knowledge, I mean the C level, I confused. So you can use summarize button. I don't know why it's not to. Let me share my screenshot to you so that you can get the idea, right? Because I take a screenshot all the time, because I have at times the demo guides are not there always. You see that the things, you see ask questions, then it immediately gives the information to you as a concise summary. So it's giving the information about that how the co-employees will get, how productivity deals you'll get, what are the HR contacts you can go for. So everything in one shot you can get it, right? That is something which is super cool when you work on the things. I think today the when we're done 2 days back, it was super fast, but today something is but it's okay. At least I shown the screenshot, because I always take a screenshot. so that I have always a backup. Okay, so that is something to share about that. To do a lot of things inside, right? That is a knowledge agent. Now, I mentioned to you that this is a uh, uh, side page, right? Let's me go to the another document library inside. Okay, this is another page I have. You see now. Now, if I click on this agent, now context will be changed. You see, summarize this page. Now I have questions about listen to us in an audio review overview, right? So rather than reading everything, like it's so much content I'm talking about it's very basic, but I've seen page by page from different departments, from security, from things, and having this too much information is overkill. So what we can do, we can click on something called as a listen to the audio overview, and in few seconds it will generate the audio. That's it, audio have started. I think you may be able to listen, but I can listen here that it started working on the thing. So all the content, the SharePoint, the personal onboarding, everything, because I'm a new person. Platform training on the page titled Top. Yeah. So you see that I mentioned is the knowledge agent is context aware, right? If you have access, you have which page it will show you. Now, let me go to another document library. You'll see other things as well. Let me go to site contents. Let me go to this repo. Okay. Now, if I click here, then you see another things, right? I can see organization. I can see a lot of things. So, what the main point is for knowledge agent from SharePoint Online with a Copilot, you can do a lot of good things, right? You can do a lot of. I mean, I have done session with some speakers last month, and then I do show only the knowledge agent. I show a lot of details. So I just want to show that you can do a lot of things inside the knowledge agent inside, right? So that is something to talk about. What the things you can do with the knowledge agent. Knowledge agent is something make you life easy as an end user, also as a business user who have no much knowledge on a lot of things. When you are onboarding in any new organization, you are overloaded with so many departments information, right? Having this audio summary, having this summarized content for each department, make life easy for you. Okay, that is something which you can do. So this is the demo one, agent, knowledge agent, and then I also mentioned about the licensing part. This is important to understand. Okay. Now we are working on another part which is called as a organizing and analyzing, right? Now this is something which is Microsoft is asking with many users, right? And this is a missing link. I have done a lot of POCs for different organizations as a co-pilot, and then this is the thing which Microsoft actually showed that one. So many organizations lacks the confidence as a AI readiness is because they don't know how to do it. Second thing that they are unsure, the data should not be leaked. Yeah, that is something. So again, I mentioned about the garbage in, garbage out, right? If your permissions are not proper there, then Copilot can't work function. So that is important to understand, right? So even you have a most advanced AI model, but your data is so bad that your Copilot can't help in that. That is important, right? The other thing is that is from starting from the metadata, right? So metadata is very important. Till you have proper LLM, you can't function till you don't have the proper Copilot. The SharePoint is structured. Very important, right? So the problem is that if you have a lot of 50, 60 sites, right? And then he was asking for maybe some banking in Singapore or banking in Pune or Mumbai, right? And then everything is under folders. The Copilot can't work properly, right? So having a proper metadata and extract the information will give you right information. If we have folders only, it can really give some data, but again, it will miss out. So that is important that you have to have Copilot ready first, right? So your organization must have a remove. I mean, folders are there, but at least you, when they make new sites and all, try to use some metadata rather than getting folders. Okay, and then again you can see many other aspects as well, right? You can have when you have lot of no folders, make life easy for you. Okay, the example I've been working on the um, product catalogs, right? Think about marketing teams. Think about sales company, right? Which is selling a lot of products, right? And you create folders and we make folders. The Copilot can't do much. So having a metadata as a columns make life easy for just not for the your consumer, also for your architecture for SharePoint. Okay, think about learning, right? Learning. Think about many organizations I worked in work on the your pure business is learning only, learning and training, right? A lot of the organizations have worked in. So if you show right data, not non-folders, metadata, will be much easier. If you go to Amazon.in drive website, you're not seeing folders there. Yeah, they have some filters there. Filter is your columns, right? So you can't see if you go to any website, right? You can't see folders, very big sites. So why? Because folder is not very easily consumed and research can be searched. What can be done in the web interface is mostly metadata columns, right? But we as a normal people, we are even at my home, I use folders to organize the data, but in SharePoint, not very useful. Okay, and I can talk multiple things. We can talk about compliance, we think about marketing, think about projects, and well, so important to understand that when you have folders, it's difficult to make think to have a meta things. So you must think about considering a metadata when you're actually doing co-piloting things. Now, many organizations are already doing it. Many of the vendors are doing it. But I'm telling you, as your organization, you're trying it out, try to make it as a metadata thing. Okay. Now, one thing to understand, as I tell you, it's a public preview, you can see, but you have to enable the PowerShell first. So that when you do a lot of content, right, a lot of AI responses, think, right? So then you have to something called as a organize your disk library, right? When you do organizing, right, then you can ask questions, then you can ask whether how many roles in my company has, right? Maybe have a C level people, I have managing director who are different things. So I can do these things as well, right? So context is very important for LLMs, right? And also we can have some approved agents, right? You can have just like Teams. In Teams, you can have third-party solutions, right? Here also we can have a lot of third-party agents. They can have maybe a sign, Adobe Sign example. We have an agent for this. You can have and a training agent for that. So you can add more agents, but more governance required for that. So this is something which I want to share you that the knowledge agent is in public preview, and then you can try. You can see this link as well. You can. So important thing to understand that you must organize your content. Okay. Now this is my second demo. It's a very short demo. Then the third demo is slightly longer. Okay. So my demo is about the sorry. Okay. Yeah. So I'm sharing my screen again. That has some issue with my Teams today. Okay, yeah. So let me share my the demo two on that. Demo two is about the organizing the stuff, right? So let me go to this site. Okay, now you can see here, I'm going to again organizing my folders, right? So I click on here, I click on my knowledge agent, I click on organizing my library. You see folders, you can see these folders, and then see what happens. When I click here, what is trying to do is trying to add not folders. You see, the folders are not created. What is folders is creating something like top skill and all. You can see this small icons are created by whom? By our knowledge agent, right? Yeah. So that is important to understand, right? We can't do this thing with the thing. So let me go to yeah, demo. So this is one which I just created a few minutes back. Okay. Now assuming that we have an HR and he want to organize, and this is he just put the all the data into all the resume, right? And then he want to search, and now you can see search in the SharePoint. If you have proper search architecture, it will work. But when you do Copilot, you must have a metadata. Very important, right? So I click on here and I click on organizing this library. So you see what happened is that when I click here, what it is trying to add, you see, organizing your content. What is doing is searching all your documents, all your 5 folders or maybe 1,000 folders, and giving some suggestions. You see here, automatically give me some from the all the documents is giving the key skills AI generated, right? You see here, AI, we have a AI experience in that. So only one person, just by click, I'm able to know that for this is the only person who has a AI experience, right? I can add more, right? Maybe uh, when user uh, joined, I mean, it's a fake thing. I just number chat. I don't know whether it makes sense and all, but just want to give. So it will give me adding more content, right? So I don't know, join the company. So again, you have to say, again, this is very important. Prompting is very important. But for me, I can just put here years of experience. Yeah, I can ask. This is important, right? For the candidates, right? So for HR, I just for search for experience, click on that. And then the Copilot will search for all the content, right? Yeah, and then you see now it's creating new columns to that. You see, now again, because maybe in these documents have, okay, it's processing, so it's a big data. But you see, if you have the employee has some years experience there, it will show that one. Right here, it doesn't blank, but you can see that somebody has added the numbers inside. So this is something which we can easily do just by organizing and analyzing, right? Maybe it's not very useful for me. I can just delete this column, and then I can just save it that. Okay, now I want to use this one as my current view as me as an HR, and then I can easily work on this on my content search for this. Okay, and this is the beauty of your content search. Your data is slightly more organized because now you as a normal HR person, you don't know what is happening, right? When you organize, you actually find more information from the candidates and adding more columns with that. This is the power of Copilot, right? In SharePoint itself, right? That is something which we can do, right? And then you can create agent. I'm talking about that one. You see, now it's slightly more easier to find it out. Okay, so that is something which we can do here. I can go to the agent also, find agents. I can summarize, for example, for each document, I can do a summarize. I can do create an FAQ. I can do a lot of things for each item as well. So I have AI actions which can I use it. Again, a lot of things we can explore, right? Again, this knowledge agent is there in public preview. Don't do it on production. Okay, yeah. So let's think about something more I'm excited about is the SharePoint workflows. So we have a lot of workflows which we can Microsoft added as an end user perspective, right? So let's go to Power Automate. Yeah, let's go to here. Yeah, so we're going to build and automate, right? So if you see that in last couple of years, so if you want to talk to automation, right, we have to use either Power Apps and Power Automate, right? But here, right now, we can't think that the many organizations are end users want to make workflows. Even many my organization as well, they want to do automation on the directly or from end user perspective. But Power Automate is slightly more tricky. Only power users can do. But thanks to Microsoft and SharePoint team, they're adding the workflows within the context of your SharePoint, right? So you can create a list, you can make a workflow within context of SharePoint, and you want to make it slightly more powerful. We can go to Power Automate and modify it as well. So lot of things we can do. Okay. So important things is that again, this is numbers. Numbers we talk about on the later stage, but let me give you things, right? So this give you empower your as a basics user end user to make it your SharePoint more meaningful and more easy rather than creating agents and all. You can just create workflows directly from the command bar in SharePoint, and I will show you in my demo so far. So you can just see much easier to do it. right? So let me go to my last slide. Yeah, already. It's last slide. You can have these agents inside your agent store as well, right? There's something called as a frontier also, which you can work on that. So you can work both in the SharePoint teams and directly into SharePoint context as well. And I will see in my demo, in the last demo, is about all about workflows. And this is something new, right? So let me go and show you the workflow part there. Okay, let me just show you something which is important. Okay, now let's go on this, right? I just click on this. Okay. So again, in the demo contents console document library, we can see now one more click, something called as a workflows. Now this is in the context of your SharePoint. Okay, this is again not using Power Automate, not using Power Automate. This is mostly for the end users who want to just do automation directly on the SharePoint context itself, right? Integrate is one thing. Obviously, you can integrate a lot of things. You can approvals, you can do that. But I want to make it like life easy for me to. Let me think about HR user. Think about a marketing user, right? You want to do workflow, maybe think about HR. You want to create some workflow with this. So what we can do, we can click on this particular tab link, and then in this link we can see something which is new, right? Here is everything using the workflow tab in the SharePoint, right? Now, if you know or have experience that in Power Automate we have something templates. So here also we have different type of templates we can leverage, right? We can see the Teams connector, a notify. We can see a recap using Copilot. We can see a lot of things inside. I can see all my templates first. You can see all my templates. I can see any action I can take, any updates I can do, or I can do scheduling. If you know about Power Automate, we can do scheduler trigger, lots of things we can do, right? So what I can do, I can just create a new list item when that is item is created, right? So I click on this tab. I'm using a template here. In this template, what I'm trying to do, I'm wanting to monitor a tracker, okay, and whom I notify using this particular public team, and the channel I want to notify is the help desk, a general tab, right? So you can see it's so easy that the end user who have no experience in what is the workflow means and all, but they know their businesses, right? They know what works for them. So you can do using this particular method. Super easy, super intuitive, but again, Power Automate and sorry, the Copilot license is required for this. I click on this. Yeah, now it's working on this, right? So now, because it's now behind the scenes, it's creating Power Automate, right? So it's actually surfacing your Power Automate uh, um, workflow within the context of the SharePoint, right? This is super powerful, right? So I can just go to this workflow. And then I can see the any workflows that are on this list. See, I have this. I have created a lot of workflows inside. Okay, yeah. So I can see I have created a lot of workflows inside. So if maybe I'm the business user, right? I want to edit the workflows. So I can click on the details. Okay, and I want to make it to modify. I can click on edit here, right? I can also go to my Power Automate as well, right? So I go to this workflow, because I just want to say it's not separate entity, is part of your workflow only, right? So when I click on Power Automate, you can see that I have created a workflow which is you see this is a new user. All these are new users inside. So this is something which we can easily do, right, inside. So in my demo, I have created a simple task as well inside. And with this task, let me just show you again here. We'll go to this issue tracker list here. Okay, yeah. So I click on the this workflow, right? And then this is a thing which I'm working, and I just I can modify and change. So there are a lot of templates I can work on. If you want to do, I can do a lot of templates. But if you want, what happened, I want to do something more from scratch. And again, from scratch, we can also do. Example, these templates are not helping in my business. I want to try from the scratch. So if you know about Power Automate, right? So we can do a lot from scratch as well, right? So I can just go and search for a trigger. You see, similar thing even in Power Automate you can do here as well, right? So in my issue tracker, I want to do maybe if an item is created, then what you do an action, you send an email, right? Or you can do a task, you create a planner, or you do an approver. So let me do a planner here, okay? And then which group I'm working, maybe I want to do in the public team inside, and my plan is here, and the title is issue with user. Then I can assign to maybe Alex, the person who is in my demo tenant, right? Yes. See, if I click on my details, I can see the workflow, what is working and all, everything I can see, right? So this is something which we can do directly. So if I create a new item, copy, split on the copy on laptop. This is quite common, happened to me a couple of times, right? And then it's higher priority because I can't work on that. I can see the assigning is maybe Alex, a person who will do it. And then I can send the screenshot, whatever it is. I just want to show the context. You can see the value from there, right? And then copy split. I don't know if the team's item is created because I noticed it takes some time, but new item will be created or not inside because I put a planner inside. I can use anything inside. So the planner is not here. Yeah, I mean, so I told what confused me. Yeah, but get the point from that. Why I'm just focusing on the AI ready organizations is something to understand that the uh, all your in summary of this particular context is that you have to enable the knowledge agent for that. For that, you must have the Copilot license. With that Copilot license, they can do a lot of other amazingly cool things. You can create organizing. You can organize your metadata. You can do a lot of search, better search, ask questions with the Copilot, and then make life easy for you as an end user to make it life more smooth rather than searching for content like audio. I mean, I have worked for the audio review for a couple of days. I was spellbound because when you do testing, right, I have added some many large content, maybe 7 to 8 PDF documents, and then it gave me the audio review for that. Rather than I skip a lot of things in the PDF document, but when you audio review, it's make life easy for me to understand, right? Then the workflow part is one of the best thing I've seen so far. Making life easy for the end users to make it with the templates or with you can use with from scratch. So this is my questions, my demo for 3 demos I showed in this part. SharePoint is a bread and butter for many organizations, even for me. I'm my core organization using SharePoint with again with other Power Platform and other stuff and as well. But SharePoint is one of the core grounding engine for Copilot, right? So it's number one. So if any questions you have, please raise your questions. But let me share uh, my LinkedIn in case you want to connect with me. I already put my Copilot, so you can see this now. So I did added a lot of my content in LinkedIn, and you can connect with me if you want to connect. And then it's like I do a lot of things about the Copilot licensing, about the summary of the things. a lot of things I have mostly shared in LinkedIn. So if you have any questions you have or you want to connect with me, please connect, and then we can have a understanding. Any questions you have, you can ask as well in this Zoom chat. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Aro, for
Yeah.
sharing such a wonderful information. It was really nice to know that how we can become an AI ready organization with a SharePoint. Yes, and the knowledge agent is a game changing. It helping us a lot with
Yeah.
managing all our data, organizing the data, and its suggestions are really very fantastic. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Bye bye. Take care. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you too. Thank you.